but that wasn't the case. And Pablo
Infinite
just took
big
it.
green man.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how you win that matchup. Just
Xixo going to start today with this Hunter deck. Now, can someone talk me through this Hunter deck? Because I don't think I've actually seen him play with this properly, but I've kind of caught glimpses in the corner of my eye.
So it's essentially just Face Hunter or Aggressive Hunter, like it's just a bunch of low drops, direwolves and buffs just to curve out and get the board, then you just smash face damage. The one twist is that you are playing the Spiteful Summoner package, which in Hunter is Call of the Wild. So those Call of the Wilds, I think, are the only card that costs more than 5, apart from Spiteful Summoner itself.
Because when I looked over, I think the glimpse I got of Xixo playing this deck is like, I just turned 9, and there's like an Obsidian statue and a Spiteful Summoner on the board, and I'm thinking, what is this Hunter deck? But no, is it really just Face Hunter?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and this start from Thijs is actually really strong. Just turn 1, Northshire Cleric, and Xixo basically has the option to either play the Candle Shot or just... You're never coining the Direwolf Alpha, so Candle Shot's really your only play. And he can't go aggressive with the... Oh, wow. Okay, as I say that, he does it. But...
Well, so here's the thing. If you go Alley Cat here, then the Cleric trades, heals, right? And then next turn, you can Wolf Coin Candle Shot and deal with it. Otherwise, it's sticking around turn 2, turn 3 as well, and you still have no way to deal with it. So I actually like the Alley Cat on turn 1 here.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I thought that he would maybe save the coin for something like Cobalt Scalebane, try to take it a little bit slower, but this plan is probably just going to end up being better for him. And Thijs' hand is looking real nice with that Dustbreaker and the Talon Priest on 3.
Yeah, Dustbreaker is a pretty strong card in this type of matchup, right? If it comes down before the Scalebane, then it's pretty much going to dominate everything.
So, Ray, from Thijs' side here, the fact that he has that Talon Priest, he really wants to land it on 3, right? So do you ever give up a card draw, potentially, just by to play the second Cleric to guarantee landing it?
No, I don't think you ever give up the card draw, just because you don't even necessarily care that much if it lands on a target. Just having the 3/4 is going to be enough, and I think that you want to try to find another dragon, so that way you can curve out with Draconoid Operative as well. Because you don't actually have an activator for that yet. It is a consideration since you are playing against Hunter. You want to get the board. Having a big 1/6 is really strong. And obviously, Thijs decides to go with that line. But I would definitely not be upset seeing him just heal.
Yeah, I think I would have made this play, but I was on the verge of talking myself out of it, because even if you lose the board a little bit going into 4, who cares, right? You have Dustbreaker. Like how much does it really matter? If you actually get ahead on board, then Dustbreaker just becomes a weirdly dead card in your hand. But then I guess you can argue that then becomes...
Yeah, you're winning.
But A, you're winning, and then that's also then the Draconoid Operative activator that you were talking about, right? Because you get to hold the Dustbreaker and don't need to play it.
Works both ways. One buffs the other buffs the one.
Yeah, and he didn't have to use the coin there now, so Xixo still has the coin for the Scalebane next turn if he wants it. And those are pretty mediocre options.
No poisonous, no attack. It's pretty frustrating. No way of getting through that 1/6.
Maybe you want to just take the +1/+1. I'm not sure if Thijs is playing Potion of Madness or not. But if he is, I would definitely consider taking the +1/+1 just because of that.
I don't think we've seen it. We've seen Silence and Shadow Word Death as like removal options, and obviously Power Word Shield. I'm not sure we've seen Potion of Madness just yet.
We've seen a surprisingly low amount of Potion of Madness generally across all of the priest decks I think we've seen in this expansion so far. And given just how strong that card has been, it's been surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean, in this tournament particularly, I feel like the highlight of this tournament has been Warlock for the most part. Yeah. So,
but you American boys have been saying that you don't think the Warlock's very good.
Okay, no.
American boys.
That's what they've been referring to themselves as.
No, oh my god. Okay, so me and Jace were watching the opening, the first game or whatever, and Gara, he said that we said it was bad.
Jace definitely did say it was bad. He said to me this morning that Q-Block is a bad deck.
I feel like Jace is popping off right now. There's no way he would say that, right?
He was saying that this morning downstairs as well.
Oh, you're there too?
While Raven was playing Q-Block, yeah.
And then he asked Edwin, he was like, hop me out, back me up here. The deck's bad, right? And Hop me out said, it's all right.
It's all right,
yeah. Well, okay, but that's just Edwin.
Yeah.
Or that's just hot me out. He's always going to be like that. He's always going to be passive.
I told you, dude. Dr. J's a nutbar. It's confirmed.
I mean, I'm aware. I'm very aware. But, I don't know. I feel like you could tell Edwin anything and he'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
I guess.
Does sound like an Edwin thing to say.
Yeah, Giants Warrior. Yeah, that seems all right.
Blood Warriors?
Yeah.
No, that's okay. I actually want. Okay, that's how that happened. Literally, I was on the plane to California, and in that time period, he was convinced to play Blood Warriors at Worlds by Rage. I land. I'm just like, all right, so what did you submit? And he showed me. I'm like, how did this happen? And he's like, well, I mean, he said some stuff and it sounded real good. And he said, think of the memes, everybody will love you. And I'm just like, you know what you'd love more than memes? Probably like $100,000 more dollars.
$250,000, yeah.
But the memes, though.
I get, yeah. I mean, yeah, he got the memes.
This is interesting. Coin Scalebane. He could have Direwolfed instead and just taken the trade over the Cleric. But I guess he's just thinking damage done on this Cleric at this point. I don't really care about it. He's just going for the power play instead.
Yeah, I like this a lot from Xixo, just trying to go all in.
This is playing around the Dustbreaker more as well, right? Like, the Cleric cannot deal with the 5/5.
Well, it's playing around Operative as well, because he makes a 6/2.
Yeah.
So if you play a 5/6 this turn, then you're just able to trade over it and you don't lose the board. I think that's probably a little bit more important than Dustbreaker and what Xixo was thinking about.
He just solved this board, generally, with
Yeah.
the play.
Something that's interesting is that I think Thijs actually had the option to take Inner Fire when he discovered.
Oh, really?
And if he had done that, he would have been able to trade into the Scalebane, which would have been really nice for him.
Mm-hmm. Silence ever the play this turn? Just drop the 5/6 and take away the 6/2?
I mean, you could do that, or you could just Draconoid Operative and try to... That seems real bad. You could Operative and then maybe Silence on top of that.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, if he's going to go with the buff... Huh. This is interesting because you're not mitigating any damage on the board at all. And he didn't even choose to silence, so he's just going to take that 6 straight up.
That is kind of strange.
I think this is kind of a setup play, maybe. Just try to get Xixo a little bit scared that he has a lot of high health minions, while Xixo knows he plays cards like Inner Fire.
Mm-hmm.
That could be kind of a mind game you could be playing there, where you're just like, all right, maybe now Xixo trades into my creatures, takes the value trades, because they do seem very juicy, right? Just value trading the 6/2 and maybe a charge of an Eaglehorn Bow or something.
And then you can punish with Dustbreaker afterwards if any
Yeah.
value trades happen.
Yeah.
Makes some sense.
Or Xixo could just see through this and just go face with everything, which I would obviously love to see, but we have the caster vision as
It is
Xixo.
Face Hunter, guys. Come on.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's double Call of the Wild in this deck, so he hasn't ruined his summoner at this point. So the fact that you're playing a 4/4 that summons a 9-drop next turn, I'm a big fan of just hitting face. You're in pretty good control of this board. Xixo disagrees, though. He's going to keep taking the board.
Yeah, he decides to kill the Talon Priest. I think that's fine. The Talon Priest can... Oh, wait, is he? Wow. That's
okay.
Playing around Divine Spirit and a Fire, I guess.
But he played right into Dustbreaker.
Yeah.
Thijs' plan of just buffing up the board and kind of scaring Xixo.
Okay, so I guess earlier what you said, Soto, was Xixo playing around the Operative. I guess that's true. He wasn't thinking about Dustbreaker, because if he was playing around it then, there'd be no reason to stop playing around it right now.
Baited and outsmarted.
That's very impressive from Thijs. I honestly thought Xixo would just go all face there and say, deal with my board, good luck. Dustbreaker just going to come down and clear the board for Thijs.
Grab a dragon.
Operative.
Ooh.
Easiest scaled nightmare. Okay, never mind.
I mean, Dormu is my favorite card in the game.
Is it really?
I wouldn't pick it, but I still love the card.
Such a meme. Yeah, there's the second call.
All right, Call of the Wild. What is the 9-drop?
That'll
Yeah.
do.
All right, 7/9. Yeah.
Yeah, 9-drops aren't really fantastic overall. Like 8-drops are pretty much better than 9-drops
Yeah, but
across the board.
what is
So
this? 6 mana, 11, 13. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good for 6 mana. Ooh. Corridor Creeper's good. The other options seem pretty lackluster to me. Corridor Creeper just has the option to eventually be free, obviously, so
yep.
I like it.
Some people are just playing Corridor Creeper and Vanilla Dragon Priest because why not? It's a Hearthstone deck after all. Seems like a pretty good idea to put Corridor Creeper in there.
People are playing Corridor Creeper in every deck.
Yeah.
I wonder if that...
Arcturus.
Do you think that card will see a nerf soon?
I wonder whether they'll... Because obviously when patches rotates, Corridor Creeper will get weaker. By a significant amount, perhaps not enough. So I wonder whether the design team's mentality will be to wait it out and just see if Patches fixes it. But I don't think we can have 3 more months of this, right?
Can we please acknowledge how crazy Grand Archivist is in this deck as
Yes.
well? I know it's a card you've been playing around with a lot, Sartor.
It is, yeah. I love this card.
And
Yeah.
I really love this style of deck, and actually, I think it's cool that this is something Gara was talking about on day one, I think, which is it's an awesome combo that doesn't just end the game. It doesn't just make your player the other player feel terrible because you drew all your combo pieces and now they're dead with no counterplay. It puts you in an amazing position, but there is counterplay to it because the turn passes back and your opponent has a chance to deal with it.
8 mana, 4/7 cast Call of the Wild. You get Huffer from that. You get Leok. You buff up the board you've already got.
Oh yeah, you're right. It does just kill your opponent. Never mind.
And on top of that, like this whole new set kind of encouraged deck builders.
Yes.
Which is really cool to me.
Right.
It just revolved around just...
Especially in the
building
early
decks.
tournaments like this, like Trinity and like the Sydney Invitational. Right?
Yeah, I mean, in Trinity, you've never seen a better example of better decks winning a tournament over worse decks. Like, that it just very clearly happened.
Mm-hmm. Huh. It's interesting to me that Thijs didn't decide to interfire there. I guess he's saving it just to kill Xixo.
Oh, no!
Oh, wow. Does that just pull nothing now?
Correct, yeah.
Oh, man. And they are the only 2 spells in the deck.
Yes.
Oh, man.
No Crushing Walls to maybe make up for it a little bit.
Not unless it's hiding in there and I haven't seen it yet. But from what I understand about this deck, those 2 calls are the only spells that Grand Archivist can pull.
Well,
That's insane.
8 mana, 4/7. Let's go. It also gives away Xixo's hand to Thijs.
True,
Yes.
true.
Thijs knows exactly what he has to live through for the next 2 turns.
XD.
Astounding.
So Thijs, unlike Pavel, will know how this card works, and he will understand the read here. The both cards in hand are Call of the Wild. Pavel would have no idea what's going on right now.
Oh
Pavel only just learned that rogues have secrets.
Did you actually? Pavel lost to Edwin in one of the games because he played into explosive runes.
Oh no! And then I bet he wished he was on the A stream then. You know, he'd have just snap looked towards the casters. Like, what is this card?
I was like, when he was hovering over the minion, I actually thought he was trolling us because he was typing to us. He was like, "Hi, Dr. J." Hi, right? Like he was just typing to us throughout the game.
Amazing.
And then when he was hovering over the minion, I thought he was just completely baiting us. And then he played it and he died. And I was like, what?
So Thijs knows he has to deal with Call of the Wild next turn, and probably Call of the Wild the turn after that as well.
Yeah.
So he's just setting up the Taunt Wall and hoping that it's good enough. But those Tar Creepers are going to go down real quick. There is going to be 2 sources of 5 damage this turn, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, the Huffer's probably just going to take out the 5/5 as well. And then...
Well, I guess a board control strategy works pretty nicely for Xixo now. I doubt the Dragon Priest has any form of large removal. There's no Vanishing... Oh, sorry, Psychic...
He doesn't...
I keep calling it Vanishing Scream for some reason. There's no Psychic Scream in the deck. There's no Dragonfire... Oh, is there Dragonfire Potion?
No, but he only needs Divine Spirit, I believe. The double health card.
Yes.
And then he wins.
Right.
Because he has Silence. He can just double the health of the Operative and Inner Fire. Just win.
And yes, there is Dragonfire Potion, to answer that question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you silence the taunt, and then you just go face for 12.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Thijs has 1 more draw to get that card then.
Yeah, I mean, Xixo could kill it, but doubling the health of the Creeper is still going to be the same thing because you have the 1/3 still alive.
Yes.
Right. So yes, there's actually a lot of considerations just with these breakpoints. Like, what are the best trades to play around Dragonfire Potion? Does keeping your 7/9 healthy play around Dragonfire Potion? Not really, because Thijs is going to have a healthy dragon to trade after you clear the taunt. So, yeah, just taking the value trades and killing the 5/5 with the Huffer, as Ray suggested, just seems like the cleanest way to do it, and that is lethal.
Amazing.
Oh,
Thijs
man.
Taking down this Hunter deck, which has been doing so much work for Xixo through the course of this tournament so far.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think he still would have won if he did not draw the Call of the Wild there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have won this game if he didn't draw Call of the Wild that turn. So really unfortunate for Xixo there.
Do you guys think this deck is good? Like on ladder, would you advise someone to go and play it?
I mean, I'd have to test it before I gave a definitive opinion on it, but I do think the Spiteful Summon Grand Archivist package is good. I think there will be at least one deck where that finds a permanent home and will become like a meta deck for this expansion.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems really strong to me.
Which class though?
Good question. Priest, Paladin, Hunter are the big three. One of those.
Boys.
Dino size, yeah. What a card.
Don't like the random targets.
Yeah, you can't play Grand Archivist in Paladin because
Right.
then you just kind of dino-size random things. And it is limiting to your deck building.
Speaking of Paladin, we have not seen much Paladin in this tournament.
No.
This Paladin was one of the hyped up decks too. I feel like
I agree.
just the rallying call is insane.
Wait, actually, am I stupid? Can you dino-size enemy minions? Because Grand Archivist only uses legal targets.
I believe you can, but
Okay.
I'm not certain.
I think it just says set of minions attack and
Okay.
health to 10.
This is the other downside of the package in Paladin, though, is that you have to play Call to Arms. Call to Arms is insane. So that card goes in your deck. So then suddenly you have a, quote, low roll from those cards. It's still fine, you know. Spiteful Summoner summoning a 4-drop.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Call to Arms, just the individual, it's just nuts. Like, compare it to Finger. You thin 3 cards from your deck. You make it so that the rest of your deck is more expensive.
I called it. I don't think I called it Called Arms. For some reason, whenever I'm like casting,
You called it like rallying,
Yeah.
rallying call or something?
yeah. For some reason, whenever I'm casting, like
We knew what you meant.
yeah. I just forget the name of cards. I mean, I don't think I know them to begin with. Actually, I just know what they do and I know the pictures.
It's fine. You just call every card a vague description of what it does, followed by the word man, and then everything's fine.
Yeah, the Dune Man card.
Yeah, there you go.
Large green, man.
So that's Call Some Men.
Noble man. Gentleman. Murloc man.
That's Mega Man, actually, I think you'll find. Unless that is copyrighted by Capcom.
It's definitely copyrighted by Capcom.
Fair enough.
All right, Power Word Shield is not a bad pickup because Thijs can just make a 5/5 that contests the board.
Yep, pretty solid.
Although I wonder if he plays the Grimscale Oracle. Some people have been playing that as like a one of tech in these Murloc decks. So if he can pull that off of...
And it's for this reason, right? It's because you can rip it off Call to Arms.
Yeah.
And it's not like a Rockpool Hunter that you actually need to play to activate the Battle Cry. Oh,
Exactly.
well,
Or he can just, draw Rockpool Hunter. That's pretty good too.
problem solved.
I
This
think...
is just better though, right? Just
Yeah.
1/1. Or even attack, get the trade. Or Poisonous works as well. There's so many good outcomes.
Yeah, I mean, I think Poisonous is decent here, but it's better than Divine Shield because you're going to have to trade both of them in. Plus health, obviously, doesn't really do too much for you.
Well, if you take Divine Shield, both your minions are still alive.
Yeah, you
at
just
the end,
value
right?
trade both of them.
Whereas if you take Poisonous, one dies.
That's true.
But you'd still have Poisonous on the 3/3, but yeah,
Which is
Divine
more-
Shield's probably better.
Which is more valuable on the 3/3? Poisonous or is it better to have the 4/1 alive?
I like my minions being alive, because then they're not dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, because against
Solid
Dragon
analysis
Priest...
there.
Against Dragon Priest, they're going to have cards like Twilight Drake and stuff like that coming out, but the Twilight Drakes don't have a lot of
That's a
health
good
right
point.
now.
Yeah.
Dustbreaker is pretty good against a deck with lots of small Murlocs in it.
Since the Dragon Priest isn't running Potion of Madness, I feel like Poisonous in general just gets so much better.
Right.
Just because all their
Yeah, you
creatures
might be
are
right.
big dudes.
I guess Bookworm's not bad either, though.
No, you already have a 5-drop, so Bookworm's definitely consideration, but
I feel like I'm just taking the 4-drop here, though, every time.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Bookworm's better if you've fought more evenly in the early game, because then you can snipe a Tarim on curve or something ridiculous like that. But if you're this far behind, like Bookworming one minion just isn't going to be good enough.
plus just having more AoE always feels good against Paladin.
Yeah.
And it'll definitely come in handy if the Call to Arms is played. But it's not an easy decision.
Thijs is just being as annoying as possible with these combo pieces. This isn't really the matchup where you're trying to OTK. So he's just using Inner Fire and Divine Spirit to just make his board more irritating for Xixo to deal with, which Xixo showed in the last matchup, he's willing to overtrade a little bit just to get ball control.
And this one actually has a specific purpose. If it doesn't get traded into, like last game, maybe Xixo's thinking, okay, I did it last game. Maybe I shouldn't trade into it this game. I should just go face. But in this specific scenario, Thijs actually has a good reason for it because you can Dustbreaker and then trade the 1-2 or the 1-3 into the Gentle Megasaur.
Right.
So that'd be really funny to me if Xixo just goes face and ignores it this time. Rock Pool Hunter. Do you think the Rallying Blade and attack will come down in trade?
That's the play I'm looking at. You just like to keep this board as clear as possible. Problem is that Dustbreaker. Wow, okay.
Oh,
all right,
wow.
Thijs.
The God calls from VIII. That's exactly what's happening.
This is surprising to you as it is to me, Sotol, or did you see that face hit coming?
I mean, I liked going face when Xixo was trading before.
Right.
So, I mean, I was kind of expecting him to follow that through. There was also the other line that I was looking at where if Xixo had the Soul Read on the Dustbreaker, he could have played Noble Sack. Like, instead of the weapon, just gone Hero Power Noble Sack. And then the 1/6 isn't relevant, and that actually gives you more right to go face. But yeah, this play does just shock me just a little bit.
Look at that.
Xixo always blows me up on Twitter when I call his plays wrong. Though, so.
Oh, I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying it's funny to me that it plays out that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's really hard to know, especially since that was off of the library, or
Well, now Thijs has a Dragonfire Potion to deal with everything, but that Divine Shield's going to stick, and Xixo might get the Dino-Size off.
Yeah.
One turn too early, though. That's the only problem.
Well, yeah, but the snowball effect of just keeping one minion around on the
Yeah.
board, right, is huge when even if you're 2 turns away from Dino Size.
Thijs actually not going to clear the board anyway.
That feels really sad.
4/3 Twilight Drake. Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
Hello.
So, how many...
Hang on, +2, +4, +1 more, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, sure.
How many of the recruit card, whose name I've now forgotten, does this Paladin run? Is that just a...
It's a 2 of.
Call to Arms? Yeah, it's 2 of.
Yeah.
Sorry, Call Some Men? Yeah, it's 2 of.
Call it to the dudes.
With the Spiteful Summoner, that means that there's still a kind of low roll outcome then.
Yeah, but you don't really even mind it that much, honestly.
Yeah.
Getting a 4-drop in a 4/4 is still really strong.
That's true.
Yeah, 6 mana 4/4 plus an average 4-drop is kind of comparable to what's the card, Faceless Summoner that was it played in Mage, which is just a subpar card, like a little bit too weak to see play.
Yeah.
So it's not the worst thing in the world to happen.
Yeah, but Xixo's going to take it here with the Dino Size.
Oh,
boom!
What a way to end the game, huh?
Dino Size. I never thought I would see this in competitive play.
Is Xixo running the Spiteful Summoner package in all of his decks?
I believe so,
That's
yeah. He's playing quad aggro, and none of them are mage.
Right.
So I think, yes, Spiteful Summoner is in every one of those decks.
So if Xixo wins this tournament, that's it's going to be like Corridor Creeper all over.
Yeah.
Next level. Okay, everyone. Now you're running 2 Corridor Creeper in every deck. You're running 2 Spiteful Summoner in every deck. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, we saw the Spiteful Summoner combo in Trinity series as well.
Yep.
And that kind of cut on ladder for a little bit, but then the Paladin died down for some reason. Probably because of the Warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven was playing some Q block this morning, and I think he queued into like 3 Paladins. At one point, he just sort of turned to me and was like, how do I lose this matchup? I was like, you just don't.
You don't draw Defile or Hellfire or anything. You just don't play the game.
Or a Possessed Lackey or the weapon.
You just don't play the game. That's exactly it. You just don't play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's the problem with Paladin. That's why I think a lot of players haven't brought it to this tournament. But I'm assuming that Xixo's just been banning Warlock outright, and hence he's able to play Paladin with no real risk.
Makes a lot of sense. And it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people didn't really practice with Priest as much because they just assumed it would be
right. Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie, I know that we didn't really practice Priest as much just because it's like, come on, it's Priest.
It's already strong. You already know that deck. Just move on. Next one. Yeah.
And it's so familiar from before.
Yeah, we saw that as well. Like, there was a kind of a stigma at Summer Championships where everyone's Jade Druid list was kind of terrible because everyone was just like, yeah, Jade Druid's getting banned. Like, I'm not going to put thought into how I'm building my Jade Druid. I'm just going to submit Jade Druid. And then it's like, no. Like, Surrender was the only guy who actually, like, had the Mark of the Lotus, like, good version that was just coming out at the time. Because, yeah, everyone was just like, well, I'm going to obviously think about how I build the decks that I'm actually going to play. Like, Jade Druid's just going to get banned. I'm just going to throw it out there.
And did anybody actually not ban it?
Yes, it happened, I think, like, twice or something.
And it looks like Thijs has a pretty solid start here.
So does Xixo, though. He's got as many Murlocs as he wants, and then Gentle Megasaur ready to come down next turn. Ooh. The Repentance is pretty sick here as well, because it just bluffs all of the secrets, right? It could be anything.
Right. And there's no real relevant minion that's going to be played between now and the time where he wants Repentance to hit anything, right? Like, Maya Keeper would have already come down, so the next thing that Thijs plays is likely to be a huge minion.
Yeah, but this swipe is going to do a lot of work here, especially since it's Repentance. Ooh, Thijs is playing around... Okay, no. Okay. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, okay. So if you swipe first... No, hang on. It's Redemption or Noble Sacrifice. Those are the two things that you're thinking about when you're queuing up your hero power. So attacking first gets a Noble Sac out the way. But then if it's Redemption, you want to be hero powering afterwards, potentially, right?
Yeah. It's so tricky to play around all of them.
No, if it's Redemption, you want to hero power first, because then... No,
it's hard.
You can't kill anything, right? Like, Redemption will just bring back whatever came on the board first.
Finger top deck has changed things significantly.
Oh, nice.
Now Xixo can just Megasaur next turn, and
that's good.
Repentance is so strong now.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Nourish is a huge top deck. You're definitely going to be ramping. And now you don't even have to play a minion. Like, getting the 5/5 is just good. Dealing 5 damage.
Right.
And I think Thijs pretty much knows the secret now.
Yep. It's not Kodo, it's not Sac, it's not Redemption.
I think it could still be Eye
Could be Eye for a... No, because swipe hit face, yeah.
Yep, swipe dealt one to the face. Plus attack. Does he attack with the Finja, though? That is the question.
That's a really good question, actually.
If it were me, I think I would just attack with the Finja.
I think so, too. It does put Thijs down to 12 already. What's the punish for that?
Well, hang on. Actually, this is a lot harder than I thought it was initially. Because if you attack face, then he UIs the Finja, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you make him UI the Megasaur, then your Finja can trade with the 5/5, pull a bunch of Murlocs, and then you can Megasaur again.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad, because you have a 5/1 anyway, right? To kill the 5/5. So you don't need to kill it with Finja. 5's a big number. If you hit him for 5, he has 5 less health.
That is true.
That is how maths works.
Yeah.
That's some quick math, Soul.
Quick math. Did you get a lesson from George C?
I did, yeah. I've learned many life lessons from George C.
I mean, you don't have a calculator out right now, so I don't think you're really copying George C.
Did he actually have a calculator?
Yeah.
He kept whipping his phone out and just doing the
He was
math.
doing it on his calculator.
That's amazing.
He was like, yeah, I'm basically the smartest.
It's pretty smart to know to use a calculator.
It's true. And the ultimate infestation is just going to come out here. And those draws were pretty good, actually. Swipe is a huge pickup there. Deathwing, that's like a good reset button if you really need it. Ooh, Wind Fury.
Big fan.
Yeah, putting them to 2 life, that's just good.
Yep.
Yes.
And there are very few small minions in this deck. In fact, 0. Is it impossible to play a minion and then play a big taunt with this deck? Maya Keeper Spreading Plague, right? That's like the only way you can do it.
Yeah, it involves Spreading Plague.
But Spreading Plague wouldn't even proc it anyway, so you don't even need the Maya Keeper in that case.
Yeah,
so at this point, Spreading Plague is like the only relevant card Xixo has to think about.
That's right. I guess big minion to Earthen Scales, maybe?
Oh, Dragon Hatcher as well. I forgot about that. That can get you a taunt on the board.
Oh, that's so good against the Repentance, yeah.
Huh. This is a really interesting turn, because you could go with Primordial Drake and then like double Earthen Scales.
But no taunt is good enough, right? From the Dragon Hatcher right now. The best one is Sleepy Dragon, and that's just 12 health.
Yeah, I think Malfurion's going to be a real consideration here, too. But
yeah, for sure. To answer Falk's question, like from Thijs's perspective,
Yeah.
12 health of Taunt is good enough, right?
It's not, though, because there's 3 minions with 5 attack, and then the 1/1 has...
Well, he trades one. He has a 5/5.
Oh, right, sure.
Yeah.
I like this a lot. Double Earth and Scales, just trade. I mean, he doesn't even need to use both. He can just use one. I don't think there's anything you're dead to at 8 health.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, Thijs has pretty much full control of this board now.
Yep.
And he even got to proc the Repentance with the Mire Keeper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think this is really what led him down this line, is that this solved everything. Like, he gained all the health he needs. Yeah, you can see how well that solved everything, because Xixo realizes he now has 0 game, gives it up. And this big druid has been crushing for Thijs this tournament.
It's so strong. The Drakari Enchanter is just insane.
Has that actually been good for him at all?
It has,
really
yeah.
good,
In the Nicolena series, it was really good for him. In the series he just played, he drew it every single game.
Yeah, but
wow.
it was still good because he played it and didn't clear it, and he played Ysera. He got 2 dreams from the Ysera, and the next turn got 2 more dreams, and was just sapping everything that Ant had. That won him the game.
I would share what I'm judging as Ray's skepticism. I don't think that card is real. I think, like... Okay, you can't play 2 copies of it, right?
No,
like,
no.
That's too much of a meme.
And then it's worse than drawing patches.
Right.
It's
and
like
then
it's more likely than...
Yeah, if you're only playing 1, you've got a patches in your deck that you're not summoning until you have 9 mana.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
It has to also live when you have the Dragon Hatcher or anything,
yeah,
right?
Right.
But it is very cool.
It is incredibly cool.
Shadow Ascendant? Is this an aggro priest?
Yeah.
Well, if Xixo's just running full...
Yeah,
aggro-
it's Dragon Priest with Spiteful Summoner, and then Grand Archivist, and then Free from Amber and Mind Control.
And we saw the Archivist in the Mulligan, right?
Yeah.
So, now, again, you've tested this card a lot, so
Yes.
you got the Grand Archivist.
Yes, I have.
Can it pull Mind Control if your opponent has no minions?
No.
So it always pulls Free from Amber then.
Correct. And if you have no Free from Amber left in your deck, and there's no legal Mind Control target, it casts nothing.
And you still have the Mind Control.
You still have the Mind Controls
That's
in your deck,
really
which
good.
can actually really confuse your opponent if they don't know that interaction.
Right. I'm sure everyone will learn that interaction soon as Temporus appears on the board. Oh.
No.
No.
Not today. Not today.
Not today.
So yeah, there's the real reason for the Drakari Enchanter, the Oak Heart that Thijs is playing, because then that functions as your 1 attack minion off Oak Heart.
Oh, that's actually nuts.
Yeah, it is.
Then you get the Dragon Hatcher as the 2.
Okay.
And then you...
Whatever as the 3.
Then you jump out
Yeah.
the portal with the 4/4 and pull your 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
It's just a game-winning turn 9. As long as there's no board clear, and even then, it can pull out Deathwing Dragon Lords, you clear the board, more dragons pop out, and it's still game-winning.
Yes, but I also think it's kind of a liability against Warlock right now to actually pull more minions.
Right.
Agreed.
Because one twisting the other, getting rid of pretty much most of your threats,
Yeah.
can cost you a game.
I will say that Warlock is so good at making you do that anyway, because you can have like 2 big druid minions on the board and they just play a Void Lord. And you, like,
Yeah.
it's just not enough, right? And like, if you have a Dragon Hatcher on the board still, you can't kill your Dragon Hatcher on the Void Lord, so your Dragon Hatcher just keeps pulling more minions anyway.
This is an interesting operative.
I mean, Nourish gains you mana crystals.
These are all good cards, man.
I don't know. I really like ramping when you have cards like Mind Control in your hand. It feels very
Mind
strong.
Control's pretty good against this deck as well.
Oh yeah, you can steal their.
It's not good
big
against the
dragons.
Master Oak turn, but it's pretty good against Deathwing Dragon Lord, Deathwing, any of the other, like Sleepy Dragon, whatever.
I'm relatively confident that Thijs can't beat Grand Archivist with this deck. If you play a 4/7 that mind controls a big druid dude for free, you have won.
Yeah.
And then it continuously does it over and over and over again. Because it's a 4/7. How are you going to kill it as a druid besides like swipe and wrath?
Yeah. It only does it twice though, because Grand Archivist actually consumes the spell when it casts
Oh,
it.
okay. And then it'll start casting free from embers and just get big dragons anyways.
In this case, he can only get 1 mind control for free. But by that point, he can probably just hard cast the second mind control and be fine.
Seems good. And this is going to be the Master Oak Heart coming down.
Oh, baby.
All right. I'm ready for it.
Well played.
Well played.
Well, Xixo doesn't have any other spells in the deck. No Psychic Scream, no Dragonfire Potion, obviously.
Nope.
No, there's no way he can come back from this.
Oh, boy.
He is dead.
He's very dead.
I'm not too sold on the Spiteful Summoner Grand Archivist package in every deck now. It seemed good in the Hunter, and it seemed okay in the Paladin, but...
Dude, this deck is real. I honestly think this is the strongest deck for the package.
Right.
It hasn't looked it here, obviously, because he's run into a really strong draw from what has proven to be a fantastic deck
He
from
also didn't
Thijs
draw
as well. He didn't draw it. Yeah, that's true.
Well, Thijs is going to be qualifying from Group A and heading in.